Right. We are live here on the TD Studio Hub. Wait a minute. If you are watching us right now, before we begin, I just want to try to imagine something very profound. Imagine having the courage to invest globally, expand confidently, and grow beyond borders of your country or your locality without fear, confusion, and so many mistakes that those who want to expand to overseas, country like the United States of America, number one economy in the whole world. Imagine yourself earning in dollars. Imagine earning in pounds while you are in maybe in Nigeria, Nairobi, or in India, or in Australia, or probably in Europe. Just for too long, people have been making mistakes. Investors, with their money, they've been falling into wrong hands. They've been ripped off, and sometimes with over bloated charges and hidden charges. Imagine losing your capital by wrong consultants. This is what we're going to be talking about today. My name is Mwali Tochi, and I'm here with Marvelous by my left. So, Marvelous.
Welcome, Mr. Avinash.
Thank
Welcome to the studio Pride.
Right. Welcome, all of you. Today, all of those things I've mentioned here will be changed because we are joined by a man who has quietly guided thousands across continents, someone who understands what Africans, what Asians, what Europeans, and of course the US and the Canadian markets, someone who has been an accountant for decades, who have been number one in Australia when he was running his business in Australia. Someone I have come to know and who has I've learned so many business ideas and business strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, this today the Untold Playbook for safe global investments. Mr. Avinash Nichkawde, the founder and the CEO of AIM Global Consulting, is with us live. Then, those of you who are watching, he has his LinkedIn where you can link up with him directly or link up with his global offices, which I'm part of here today. So, welcome, Mr. Avinash. We'd like to hear from you, and we want to start before that while you introduce yourself, and then the question will start. Mr. Avinash, last postcard we had with you, you reeled out a lot of strategies and, of course, a lot of opportunities and how people can use franchise. So I want you to tell us in a moment how you realize that global consulting could help people in Lagos, people in Nairobi, people in Ghana, people in India, people in Canada and USA. How did it all started?
Mr. Nwali, the team, I thank you for inviting me to be able to speak with you live. I am traveling right now. I am in India meeting, very good business people from here, various cities. Maybe we'll be going to Dubai after this. So again, I thank you. And Mr. Nwali, let me say it all started with you. I've always, liked Nigeria and the other parts of Africa. I love the people. I love their shining spirit. I like their dynamism and the entrepreneur mindset. And, pretty hardworking, very intelligent people. But I think, Mr. Nwali, you are the one who made it possible when you met me in London, and I think you are the one who's really brought in global to the lands of Africa. And you're the one who started in Nigeria. We went to Ghana as well. I've also been to Cameroon myself. And so definitely this is there to help everyone. And like to do our best to support all the entrepreneurs or people who think beyond the normal life as it comes to them. But want to do something special, want to do go beyond borders. We are there to help.
Fantastic. So when you step into the African markets, what were you in your minds? And the India, combining the Asian markets, the African markets, the United States, which the largest economy in the whole world. Of course, looking at the Canadian market, which is not America. So how do you connect all of those business strategies? And how, for someone who is watching us right now, who is a business entrepreneur or who has built business locally but was not able to connect to those spaces in the world. So, how did you do it? And how are you going to guide those people that are listening to us right now?
Well, I think first of all, people have to start with a desire that they want to do something outside the box. They want to achieve something greater for themselves and for their families and for the society in general. So that's how it is. I think I grew up in India. I don't come from a business background. My mother was a doctor, my father engineer. But from my childhood, I really wanted to go abroad, and so I even got admission into MBA in UK, but I did not go. But somehow I ended up in Australia. I was in my early 20s at that time, and I'm a qualified accountant, as you said. I'm a chartered accountant, and so I started my own tax accounting practice. And so that actually gave me a lot of exposure to life, exposure to business life, and that sort of things grew. And I think the international side of things grew for me when I owned international vocational colleges in Australia and New Zealand. We also owned a flying school. And so that was, really, whatever opportunities came my way, I grabbed it with both hands. A lot of people are very analytical. They think too much. They're scared. They're worried. And, but life is so small. Now I look back how the years have just rolled on. And I'm glad that I grabbed those opportunities by hand. And, what will happen? I'm a mentality, or my mindset is such that I would rather go for the sky, and knowing that, okay, there's a good chance that I'll fail, but I would rather attempt it and fail rather than just sitting on the fence and not trying, and then get old and die and just, hey, I wish I did that, I wish I did that. So I would rather. So I think those of you listening, I think just understand that life is full of challenges. Nothing is easy in life, but you have to have a desire, and you have to act to try and achieve it with a mindset that, hey, I trust in God. I There is someone who's looking after me and the entire world, and I'm just telling to this higher power that, hey, this is what I want to try and do, please help me. And help will come your way, and this is what has happened with me. And so so that was Australia was a start for me. Then I ended up in US, and now we have set up the international consulting company.
We lost your voice. We're not hearing you. We lost you. Again, it's going to be back on air. So we don't know what, maybe he has some technical problems. But again, he's talking about something very important regarding the fear that people have. People are so scared that they don't want even to to make any effort or even to take a step. So I do not understand, and I quite understand why people are so scared, why they're not taking step, to be able to make decision, be able to, to um, make decision on themselves and do what they're supposed to do. So we are looking at those things today. And then, of course, there's a saying that said, if wishes were horses, beggars could have right. So a lot of people are so scared right now. They don't want to take the decision. They have the money in their bank. They're scared of the economy. They're scared of making mistakes. They're scared of fraudulent people. They're scared of everything around them. They're so scared. So we really understand those things. But like Mr. Avanish said, if you keep on being scared, you will not be able to make decision. What is important is for you to make a calculated decision. A calculated decision will be able to help you unless you have 80% of security. And that's why this discussion today is very important. That we have the man who has pedigree, the man who has records, who has done as a chartered accountant in Australia. He has over 200 people, and then he has business in Canada. Some of you are running to different directions and to people who do not have records, people who do not know the roads. They will say all kind of things, take your money. They will tell you they will take you to the United States to run up, open your business. They will tell you that they're going to take you to Canada. They will take your business to Australia. And here we have a company who has built the strategy, the structure that you are looking for, those things that will help you to take you from point A to B. And that's exactly what we're talking today. So, Mr. Balance, are you there? It's out again. Can you check? It's live. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So,
here.
Mr. Balance, yes, you were talking about, I use a proverb that says, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. The problem now is people are so scared. So, we're talking about trust and risk here. People fear scams. People are afraid of bad promises. How does AA Global protect clients and prove that outcomes will be guaranteed or success metrics? So how do people watching us right now, the investors that are listening to us right now, how are they going to, what are you doing? How are they going to be sure if we see people that are ready to get started right now? Can you give them that confidence building and the what proof that they can be able to rely upon to make their decision?
Well, we try our best to eliminate the risks, and and every step, everything is legally documented and taken care of. And the more importantly is the intention of the people behind providing the service. Sometimes people, they are malignant, or they have a basic fraud in their basic DNA. They want to cheat the money, take the money and run. But first of all, we are professionals. We have a bigger goals. We want to be a public listed company, and we want to be happy to be. We will be in the spotlight, and we will scrutinize everything. So we not only want to provide a good service, make a good name for ourselves, but we also are open to for audits and scrutiny by all the regulatory bodies. So first of all, the intent is very clear. We are established, and so our intention is really not to defraud anyone or to cheat anyone. So that's why we go extra step to provide everything in writing. It's not just word of mouth and say, okay, you trust me because I look good, I whatever reasons, and you just give me the money. No, everything we document it. So, for example, last night I had a meeting for Canada. So there is a visa called investor visa called C11, and so so the problem is some of the people are scared that if it's an unknown country, they put the money in. What happens to the business? And the business is now linked to immigration. So if the business doesn't do well, then the immigration is get affected. So yesterday I broke down the three steps of for the payments. One was very small amount for us to form their company, and we offered them a joint venture model where we take the risk of the business, we take the risk of the immigration, and we provided some sort of it's not a security but a certain confidence, because this is the reason that people fail. In US there's a similar visa called E2. That's the lowest denominator. You need to have at least $125,000 USD. Not all countries are eligible. Nigeria is not, India is not, but the Canada C11, for that amount the whole family can actually relocate. The both husband wife can get work permits, The children can stay there, and all the family can. This can lead to permanent residency in Canada after 1 year. So we divided up the three sides into the financial sides. First is just the initial small amount for us to make strategy for them, work out the immigration strategy with the lawyers to incorporate a company in which they are majority shareholders, directors. So that was the initial amount. Then we get them
Yes,
the lawyers. They may have a
we will
direct. Mhm.
we will come over to that. Okay, Marvelous want to take you on some other issues, that questions and
Okay.
the feedback from the people, which is the potential clients and the potential investors that are willing to go with the end global. So Marvelous, over to you, please.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you. Mr. Avinash, if someone listening to us now has about 10 to 50 million naira and wants to diversify their business into another country, where would you point them at? How will you give them, which points are they going, which step are they going to take? How would they start?
So basically, there are many factors that one has to look at. Okay.
Yes.
Number one is if it's a business, what is the business that you're wanting to do? Where is the scope for that business? US, Canada, wherever. Then the question is, where do you want to live? That is another question. Where you feel comfortable. Some of them may have friends, families, associates, and all. That's the second factor. Third factor is how much money do you have to invest in that country. So let's say you're from Nigeria. You don't have any other avenues right now. You have to invest and get a green card or permanent residency in US for the entire family. Now you need $1 million for that. Now you may not have $1 million, and that to that $1 million you have to show where you got the money from, where is the source of funds. The source of funds can be a bank loan, that's okay, but it has to have clear thing. Now if you don't have the money, then you say, okay, I don't have money for US, where else can I relocate? Okay, maybe it's Canada. Hey, the Canada is only 125,000 USD. That's a lot more easily achievable than $1 million. So like that, we can actually evaluate and see which one is better, because you have to work out which are the visa programs for the investors that are eligible, what is the criteria, how much is the investment required, and all that. So we can customize based on each individual. That is for the residency part. But any of your listeners, anyone who's watching, if they just want to open up a business in US and Canada, it's not a problem at all. But that will not give them the visa to for them to live in US or in Canada and run that business. They can open a company, they can expand their business, but they're not allowed to live there. So we look at each person's, what is the situation, and then we recommend. It's like when you go to a doctor, you say, hey, I've got a headache, I've got tummy ache, I'm having this, that. Then the doctor asks for all the symptoms and then gives you a medicine. So I don't
Right.
have a magic medicine which is a disease which will cure all the life problems for all the Nigerians. I don't.
Again,
But
again, I want to jump in right there. A lot of Nigerians, a lot of Africans, and some Asians can a global run the business, open the business, run the business, and then return, give them return on investment, and do all the necessary whatever that is required, and then have a very solid agreement that will bind both parties. And then whenever there are some people that are watching us right now, they have the money, they don't want to show their face, the shielded investments. And then they want, majority of them might want us to use it as a part of migration, but a lot of people also using it to diversify the business, just like Marvelous Arts. So, can A Global be the one to handle the whole show, and then all they need is their return on investment? And what is the risk factor, and how can that be a possibility for those who are watching us right now?
Sure. So, Mr. Noali, what you are seeing is a passive investment model. It's like you
Right,
you put your money in the bank. You don't ask the bank, "Hey, where are you putting? Who you giving it? What is the thing?" That is a
right,
passive investment as long as you get your return and a thing. So, in this case, we do have a passive investment model for Canada, in which you put the money in. You actually own 51% of that company also. You actually have access to the bank account, so you know your money is safe in a way what's going on. But we
that is
as
good.
AIM Global, will take the responsibility for all the requirements for the C11, which so like job creation, hiring, firing, running actual business. We will do that. We'll actually give you a
Right,
return on your investment also, but we'll also help you achieve whatever your goals are. Say, for example, now you are Mr. Investor from Nigeria, and you are a great talent in as a food industry. Just as an example, okay. Now, what we say, like Mr. Nwali, is okay. 120. This is the financial, and we give everything in writing. We give you a proposal in writing. We'll have a contract in writing. We give you the thing that from this particular 125, whatever you're doing, you have no losses. We will run the business. If there's loss, we will take care. Profit will take care. We will give you a fixed return also. And we'll also give you avenue for you to make additional revenue from all the AIM global businesses. And then when you come to Canada, and if you want to get into food business, trucking business, childcare, coffee shop, whatever else you want to do, or you may want to do a job or whatever, we can help you with that also legally in a structured way. Okay, so we will not, you can't tell us, hey, run a pizza place for me or run this shop or trucking business. No, we're not. We are good in what we are doing, which is professional services, and we will run that business, which is a reason for which you and your spouse and your children can get a permanent residency in Canada. And whatever the legal requirements are, we will take care of it. So, to answer your question, Mr. Nawali, yes, we will passive investment. So, but that will be done through AIM Global Offerings. We will manage entire thing. We take legal responsibility for it, and then we will still support the investors to achieve, whatever they're interested in.
right. So would that be an opportunity for a franchise model, business model, for those who are
Yeah. So
looking for
what?
maybe Mexico, maybe in Australia, maybe those who have, for example, restaurant that they have already or probably other businesses that they have been doing in their own local or locations. Can there be a possibility of them using it as a franchise model, or they have to be established and registered in the US or Canada or any of the country that they may or probably buy from existing franchisors? So, what do you advise to those who are listening to us, these entrepreneurs around the world and those business owners? What model are you recommending for them?
So what I recommend is they're two separate issues. If you just want to do business, yes, we can talk about franchising or whatever else you have in mind. But if you're talking about first is to get the family residency for you and your family, let us offer you a model which takes care of all those requirements for you. Your money is safe, you're involved, you can make extra monies through that. Now that you've come to Canada, now that you really have understood that how the economy is, what the opportunities are, that's when you can say, okay, I'm a chef, I want to have my own restaurant, or I'm already a successful something and I want to become a franchisor. We will help you create that, but don't mix that with that initial investment of 125,000 USD. That is for your family and thing, and it's not an expense. Once you have your permanent residency, you can get that money back. Actually, the breakup of that is 5,000 is the initial for all the company formation, all the strategy, consulting, and all. Another 10,000 is roughly for the immigration lawyers. Those monies are expenses that will not come back. But
Right.
110,000 USD, is your investment into the business, and that is the money which will not only come back, it will also give you some returns, and it will also give you an opportunity to make extra revenue. And from that, but we will be running that company, we will be creating jobs, we will be all the legal compliances, all the things, we will do it for you, and we will still give you the return. And so that's the
Right.
confidence that we have. But now you come and say, hey, I want to start a coffee shop, I want to do this, I want to do that, we will help you achieve that. But that's a separate thing to the $125,000.
Okay, so in that case, I want to ask, like, what's always on the mind of every average business owners, medium, large scale business owners, which is the money, the 125,000, for example, in Canada, you make mention of. Are they going to pay it once, or are the money going to be in the account to show that they have the capital, or there is to show
Yes.
paperwork on all of those things? So how is the money going to be paid? Once, instrumental payment, or show that you have some amount of XYZ in your bank account?
No, it has to be in the bank account in the Canadian company in which they are 51% shareholder. So it has to be there, and it's 125, 110,000 USD is what we ask for. Normal is a lot higher, but because it's a joint venture, so you're reducing your payment there. And once that money is there, we telling the Canadian government that, hey, we have the sufficient, this is our business plan, this is how this business is good for the Canadian economy, this is how we will create a job for the country. And so, then the Canadian government said, Mr. Investor, you and your family are welcome to come. And you run that on a paper. If after 1 year you say, hey, look, I have done the business and we've created jobs, what we're doing is actually good for the Canadian economy. That's through the AIM Global franchise. That's how we'll be doing it. And then they your permanent residency process will start. But the lawyers will advise you on the immigration sort of issues, and we take care of all the business things. But we project manage everything for you.
Exactly. So this route is called what?
It's called C11.
Okay,
It's
and
a
it's under business
C11.
or entrepreneurial?
Sorry.
Is on the business model or entrepreneurial level model?
This is really a entrepreneurship model, but so you're actually showing that you're investing the money and you're running the company for 1 year, and which is creating jobs, helping the economy. That makes gives you certain points, and those points, the lawyers will talk about all this initially when you pay the $5,000. They will be doing the assessment, they will look at your age, language, net worth, all those things, and make
All
sure that
right.
yes, you qualify for a permanent residency if you run the business for now. So all this is where first 5,000 includes all the company incorporation also. And
Right.
once they've got all the things sorted out, if this before we form the company, if they don't want to go ahead, we will refund them half the money also. So from the 5,000 USD, we will refund them 2,500 USD as well.
Yes,
But
exactly.
this
So
will. Mhm.
yeah, so exactly. So that's for those who establish business owners who are
No,
watching
no,
us
it
right
doesn't
now.
matter. You don't have to be established
Okay.
business owners. You can be anyone. You just run
Right.
a lottery, but you have the money, legitimate money. You can
Correct.
invest there, and then you and your family, and the family includes husband, wife, and all children unmarried under the age of 18 or 21. They all will get residency with that. So you don't have to be a established business owners in Nigeria or anywhere to be eligible, but you have to show that where you got the money from, whether it is
Right.
whether it is wherever, even if it is loan is fine. And that's why
That,
the joint venture model is very good, because you can
right.
say that, hey, I have been in job, or I have been doing this, but I have a local partner which is AN Global. They are the experts and they are going to be joining with me. And so I own 51% of the company and they own 49. And that's how it'll work.
Yes, exactly. So I know for some of them who are listening right now, if you want to really you established or you have the money, capital, that's the money, liquidity, the liquid, you have the money. So you do not go to the people who do not have physical or establishment in those countries. Even if you have some, with due respect to some of the lawyers and the rest of them, this is a business, a global, whom you can find in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Europe, in Australia, in Dubai, India, which is the headquarter of their IT backend operations. And of course, you talk about Canada. Of course, this company, N Global, is the global holding company, and then is the domicile in Dallas, Texas. The head office at Ford Road. They have a physical office, and we are the one who are standing for the N Global in Africa. So you have human being to talk to, not via email, not virtual. You will speak to the person, understand what your intentions and what your expectations are. This is what we're talking about today. When you put your money 5,000 to 2,000, or because it's cheap, by the people you see on the online space, with good due respect to the good ones, but the majority of them are not good. You get hot there. You get your hands burnt there because you want to go it in a low level way, which is not what we bring the result you are looking for. So what we're talking about today is very important, and we want you to know that the essence of this podcast is to expose and to show you the way, and then let you understand why you should deal with Air Global. That's the playbook we're talking about today. The playbook is to demystify the mystery, surroundings, the mistakes, the errors, things people have been committing all kinds of mistakes and losing their money on the process. So today, that's exactly what we're talking about. And that's exactly why we want you to invest and to put your money in a place where it will be secure. Like you hear from him, he outlined step by step. These things are the things you can verify, do due diligence on your own, and be able to confirm what he is saying is true or not. And then you put everything into writing. Of course, marvelous. On the conclusion of the final question today that we have for Mr. Avanish, please, can you go ahead and ask for those who are watching us? Do not forget to subscribe, like, and follow us, because Mr. Avanish will be giving us step by step the playbook that he has used to help investors, help people as a consultant, and then build wealth, become prosperous in life. So over to you, Marvelous, on the final question that we have today before we wrap up.
Mr. Avila, for people on the
Yes.
fence, what's the risk of not doing anything? People that are watching and they are not doing, what's the risk?
Can you just repeat? I couldn't understand the question.
For people that are on the fence,
Yeah.
what is the risk of not doing anything?
Well, if for those who sitting on the fence, if you can show to Mr. Nawali that you have sufficient funds, because a lot of people have dreams, but they don't have any means to back them. So, if you can show Mr. Nawali that you do have sufficient funds, you are genuine, you are serious, but you just have questions, or you just have doubts, so you have certain things. We'll be happy to jump on a Zoom call and talk with you. And the initial money that we ask for, that is only at a later stage. We will send you a proposal in writing. We will also send you a draft management agreement, which clearly states our responsibility and what we will do. And the initial amount of 5,000 USD doesn't have to be sent to Canada or US. It can be sent into the AIM Global accounts in Nigeria. And then if you don't go ahead after we spend time and we paid the lawyers and done all the things, you will still get about $2,500 refund, because we have invested time and we've guided you and all that. And only after that, you pay. You have a qualified professional immigration attorney who will take care of your case, and so you will have a direct agreement with them. You pay them directly, and the issue with the immigration, will you be dealing directly with them. And as far as the other money is concerned, we create a legal entity for you in Canada in which you will be a shareholder, you will be a director, and we will have agreement with you that no money in that account will be touched until you get the visa. So you feel secure that you got the visa, and after you get the visa, your family moves to Canada. That's when we want complete freedom in running that company, creating the job for you, and running the things. So at that time, you are just watching, you have access to the account, you know what's going on, but you let us play the tune and get everything compliant for you and your family to settle down. We'll also give you ways how you can make a lot of money through AIM Global as well by being part of it. We'll also support you if you have any particular ambition, any desire. We can be a professional consultants, and we will help you achieve, make your dream into a reality. So it's nothing really to worry about. All we want is that we don't want people who are just want information, they don't have any means of money, or they say, hey, I'll get the money in 2 months, 5 months, 6 months, and the money never comes. So as they say
Right.
in US, a lot of tire kickers. So if you can show that you are genuine, you have the money, you have the right intent, speak with Mr. Nawali, and we could have a Zoom call and we can customize certain things in writing. So, we are genuine. I hope you are genuine. And if only the fear or the doubts is what is troubling you right now, we can take care of that very, very well. Okay, I
Absolutely.
do thank you, Mr. Noali, for inviting
Yes.
me. Thank you very much, madam, for all your questions. And look forward to speaking with you soon. And I'll be happy to help anyone and who's genuinely considering it. And we'll make sure that all the risks are taken care of, and that you and your family can settle very well in Canada. For those who want to talk about US, we can talk about that as well. In fact, we can talk about anything, any other country as well. But I have to
Right.
run. Thank you very, very much, everyone. And I do appreciate and wish you all the best in your life. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
sir.
your time. We do have a great day.
Thank you,
Ladies
sir.
and gentlemen listening, here we come to the end of this podcast. We want to thank you. Do not be afraid. Take a step because the fear will keep you in one box and you will never move forward. What a great time if you are genuine dealing with Air Global, which is a genuine company. Connect with them. You can connect with them, Mr. Avanish, LinkedIn. It's on his bio section. Like, share, comment. And if you need more, you can always reach out to us. We will be able to guide you. We'll be able to jump into a meeting. And thank you for global viewers all around the world. We are grateful to you today for joining us and tuning always. Do not forget to like, follow us, and then chat with us if you want more one-on-one consultation. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Mr. Avinash.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much. Okay.